Hi everyone, I must share something unbelievable with you. There is a Mishnah. So this is a very reliable Jewish source, of course. It goes back thousands of years. And the Mishnah at the end of the Sotah talks about a number of things we're going to see in the world right before Mashiach comes. This is a Mishnah. This is not some Kabbalistic text or anything. One of the ways that society is described right before Mashiach comes is Pnei Ador, Pnei Kelev, the face of the generation has the face of a dog. A very mysterious comment, seemingly like a bit of an insult, but the rabbis explain it very differently. And there's a number of interpretations that I want to give you. One of them is going to resonate, I'm sure, with all of you. One interpretation is that people are going to act like dogs, meaning before Mashiach comes, society is going to be completely immoral, and dogs do everything outdoors, right? Whatever you name, they do it publicly, they don't care. So too, before Mashiach comes, there's going to be no shame. People are going to be living like dogs and displaying everything that should be done indoors, outdoors. It's like a dog does everything in public. That's one interpretation. However, there's a deeper interpretation, and that is that before Mashiach comes, we're going to see the face of the generation. Who are the face of the generation? The leaders, or as we today would call them, the influencers, the people online who influence people. And they're going to have the face of a dog. What does that mean? So one of the great rabbis, Rabbi Chana Wasserman, before the war, said the following words. He says, we're going to live in a generation where people are not going to have any real of their own convictions. And they're going to do whatever the masses tell them to do. And the face of the generation, the leaders, those who influence us, they're just going to look at the masses and give them whatever they want. So if they want to define themselves in any way, the leaders are going to support it. There's no real leadership nowadays. This whole leadership concept broke down a number of years ago. All of this in preparation of the final great leader, Mashiach. So what we're going to see, he says, is we're going to see that just like a person walks their dog, and the dog walks in front of them. And if you were to see this scene, you would think, wow, it must be the dog leads. The dog's in charge. But what happens is the master who's behind turns themselves around and makes a left turn, and the dog will turn their face and just follow the masses. And that's what we're dealing with today. Most people we're seeing who are commentating on Israel and Palestine and every other situation in the world don't really know what's going on. They don't understand. They're just acting like sheep who follow the masses without understanding the most basic concepts. And the bad part is the leaders have the face of the dog. They're just following them because they want to stay in power. They want to keep their power, and they want to keep their honor and their money and all their influence. And therefore, they're just following everybody else. That is a clear sign, says Rav Wasserman, of what we're seeing right before Mashiach comes, which is now. People who don't know, don't understand, and just follow the whims of everybody else, the sheeple, as they're sometimes called, which is a very good description, not knowing, not understanding, I think your average person out there couldn't identify Israel, let alone Gaza, on a map. That's what we're dealing with today. Therefore, what we, as Jews and Jewish supporters, I know we have out there as well, Baruch Hashem, thank God, is to make sure that we understand, that we know, and that we realize that all of this ultimately is in the hand of God, and we're going to see a true redemption very, very soon, so that we don't have to deal with the face of the dog anymore.